When we claim we don't have money.
When we claim we don't have money.
No, this is before COVID.
When we claim we
it's
don't
after.
have money.
Oh, 2020.
2023.
Oh, just last year.
Yes.
Oh, then that one.
Randy, it's so disheartening. It's so disheartening when you see and hear how government spend our limited resources.
We can have
nothing.
Big headline over the allocation of 2 million Ghana cedis.
Yes.
For dialysis. When
Randy.
19 people died because we couldn't provide 4 million cedis for a dialysis center to be open.
Function.
Huh?
Yeah.
And 19 people died.
Yeah. And yet,
And we can give 56 million.
yeah. And yet, we can go and give how much? $11 million for no work done at Paulugu.
They say they did design
And that's
feasibility and
I mean,
constructed
when
a
you
road.
when you even hear those
They
excuses,
say they did a road and something.
we are not even talking of Ghana cedis, right?
Yeah.
We're talking of dollars, $11 million, and then they say they put up some infrastructure, and then the wind blew it away.
Huh?
And that they did some shed, and then during the rainy season, I mean, $11 million.
Natural disaster.
But Randy, it gets so offensive when you even hear the explanations that are offered. Motorway, $2-3 million here. SkyTrain, $2 million down, no work done. I mean, all over. All over. And then you remember, Paulugu, what the vice president said, the biggest investment in, any government has ever done. And when we talk of this $11 million, I am not sure that...
Why do you say 11? It's 12 point something.
12, yeah, I mean, I'm just being conservative. 12.5.
Or you know where the 1 point something went to?
Maybe that was what was used for the launching. I mean, the commissioning of the party that was organized to tell us what they were going to do. And I have said this repeatedly on many platforms in the past, and I repeat it again. Every time Dr. Bawumia mounted the platforms to say, we've done this, we've done that, the question I always asked was, what is the impact? I mean, sometimes, apart from those that are claimed to have been done, that have been proven not to have been done at all, there are even those that, in some cases, they have attempted work. Like when we're in school, we used to say attempted work. They have attempted work. But you see that the focus, the mindset, is not really on transformation. It's not really on making an impact. It is always steeped in propaganda and winning an election. So you see that the intentions that we have when introducing policies and implementing policies can either make those policies lead to transformation and making greater impacts or not. And so for me, I see that this government's intentions, when they are introducing every policy or any program, are always based on two. Who is making the money? And are we taking the box? What happens after doesn't really matter. So, internet for senior high schools. Take the box. Go and provide some, shell infrastructure. And who is getting the money? 56 million. Release it to the person. No assessment, no follow-up to see whether it is done. And you can see this story in almost every contract or transaction that this government has engaged in, especially if you go through the audit report on the COVID expenditure. It just thinks. The focus, the intention is never to transform. Look, and you have him talk about digital economy and all of that. Developing a digital economy is based on the infrastructure. And the infrastructure, like those in the fintech business will tell you, is the backbone of any digital economy. And so, Andy, read the NDC People's Manifesto of 2020.
Yeah.
There's a section titled Developing a Digitally Functional Economy. developing a digitally functional economy. The 2020 manifesto of the NDC.
Yeah.
And you will appreciate the level of work and understanding that went into the considerations that were captured, to be rolled out if the NDC had won the 2020 elections. And this would have been rolled out on the backbone of the infrastructure that was already built under the previous NDC government. The 1,000 kilometers fiber optic that was laid from Accra to Boku, the 300 kilometers radius, metro fiber network that was also laid, in Accra and Tema to promote ICT and all of that. Without all of these, you cannot even be imagining a digital economy. And so when that is created by those who know how and those who understand, and that is politically ripped by politically expedient communicators who have been branded as economists, and they get that opportunity, clearly you will find a problem with the way they implement it, because they don't even understand it in the first place. They just find it convenient to be used to win an election. And I just feel so sad that we experimented this disaster. We tried this disaster of a government. I mean, that was a mantra, try me. I feel so sad that as a people, we fail to see through the facade, the deception. And now we have a level of destruction to our economy and almost every sphere of life. So much so that it will require, like the NDC is proposing, all of us, working 24 hours. Working 24 hours to fast track our recovery. And when I say the destruction is in every sector, Randy, even our social and moral, way of life are under threat. Or you want me to give you an example? This LGBTQ that we are doing back and forth on is a clear example of how even our social and moral, life is under threat under this government. Forget the economy, forget the, environment, forget the I call it the 3 E's, energy sector. Forget all the education, the level of devastation just based on sheer greed and corruption that have been created. Our social and moral aspects as a people are also being threatened. And like I said, yes, it may be heartbreaking that we tried and experimented this, but I am very confident that even for those who expected better from this government, they can't wait to join those of us who never believed that they were up to any good to rescue this country and put it back on the road of recovery, requiring all of us to work 24 hours, a day to fast track our recovery.
So that'll be for the morning.